Originally, cozy games may have been defined as life sims that don't have any combat elements. However, there's an increasing number of games being defined as cozy now. This series of videos will take a game that's been put into that category and see if it's actually cozy or not. But first, what defines a cozy game? There's been a thesis about gaming which I recommend you check out. What makes a cozy game? A study of 3 games considered cozy. This paper defines cozy games in components. Quote, "These components can be things such as a compelling narrative and visual style, or simple gameplay embracing mundanity and non-violence." Redditors from r/cozygamers have shown the differences in what we consider cozy games as well. User Crispy Chicken defines a cozy game as something to, quote, "forget about something else where controls aren't too hard." Whereas user Random Couture says they think cozy games have exploration, easy combat, relationship building with characters, and decorating. Now, where does that bring us? In this series, I will take a variety of games and be putting them to the test to see if they actually are cozy or not. Based on the previous research, each game will be reviewed on the following criteria: narrative, visual style, gameplay difficulty, exploration, and customization. So with that housekeeping taken care of, let's get started with my review of Melatonin. Melatonin is a whimsical rhythm game that takes you along the dreams of the main character. Forgive me if I spew a little bit too much about this game, but I love rhythm games. It genuinely is one of the more fun games I've played recently. Growing up, I was a huge fan of Rhythm Heaven on DS and the Wii. And while this game may be structured similarly, it isn't your typical Rhythm Heaven knockoff. In this video, I'll be including parts of some songs and some full songs, but don't want to include everything just in case you want to check out the game yourself. But a heads up, there will be spoilers. Melatonin adds even more with the intro animations and specific level sets that tell a story throughout the game. Each level describes a new dream state while also including gameplay mechanics that advance you through each night. The game spans between 4 nights, so let's see what's in store for night 1.
Part 2 of the British espionage thriller. Miss Robertson and David Thorne star in The Key to Rebecca.
On night 1, we dreamt of things that we want, such as food, shopping, tech, and followers. This night only had tap mechanics to get us used to the feel of the game. The first song we're introduced to is The Dream About Food, and after completing a small tutorial to get us used to the song mechanics, we can start the actual song. Each song is scored up to 3 stars on the tracker on the left side of the screen. As you hit notes, it goes up, and if you hit the beats perfectly, then it gives you a boost. The game lets you know if you were too early or too late on a beat, so you can adjust your timing to hit more perfects. After you play through each song, there's also a hard mode. These versions of the levels tend to be faster and require more notes to be hit. They are scored similarly to the normal version, but with rings instead of stars. My favorite song in night 1 has to be During the Dream of Technology, because it has such a good beat. It uses a call and response type of beat where you hear something and have to repeat it. And I'm usually not a huge fan of these types because it makes the song break up too much, but the way this level does it feels really seamless, and that's why I liked it so much. After completing all songs on normal and hard modes, we get to a final whirlpool that used to be locked. In order for us to unlock the final level of the dream, we need to complete a certain amount of stars throughout the levels. The last song of the level is a compilation of all the songs we did previously and tends to be a little bit harder in difficulty than the actual levels. Just because I want to, and the way that I want to edit the video, I'm going to show you my attempts at every final level. Here's the final level on the hard difficulty of night 1. Enjoy! On night 2, we dreamt of everyday nuisances and stresses such as exercise, work, money, and dating. This night introduced us to new mechanics that use the left and right arrow keys based on sound cues used in songs. You can tell in the exercise dream, I had a little bit of a hard time pushing the left and right arrow keys at the same time. Oops. Also, shout out to all these little dudes in the exercise song. Look at them, they're so cute. Also, I want to point out the added challenges to some of these levels, like the work dream moving up and down to challenge where you're looking at the screen and still keeping up with the rhythms. The game doesn't want you to be too reliant on the visuals, so it gives you audio cues for when you need to use left and right keys as well. In this particular case, if you hear the phone, you use the left key. If you hear the chat sound, you use the right key. And if you hear the error sound, then you need to press both keys. Shout out to me missing the first note on the hard version and immediately restarting. That being said, I feel like a few of the levels would be near impossible without some visual cues as well, unless you're super familiar with the game, since some of the audio differences in the left and the right are very subtle. My favorite song on night 2 was definitely The Money Dream. It's catchy and I love the bass boom of the thunder. But I think what is the most unique thing about the song is the use of the panning. I had to look this word up, but it means that they utilized audio cues from one ear of the headphones going to the other ear of the headphones. In this song, there's a lightning sound cue that makes the coin switch to the other side of the screen, and you can hear the swish of the coin going from one ear to the other. I'll let you guys listen to it for a second. Also, did you see that? I missed two! And finally, after all the songs in the night, we get to the final compilation. So here's the final level on the hard difficulty for night 2. On night 3, we fell asleep meditating and dreamt of relaxation such as time, mind, space, and nature. If you couldn't tell from the animation of the second night, our dude looked pretty overworked with all of his coffee cups and sticky notes, so this seems like a good break for him. This night introduces a new mechanic as well, which is to hold and release, with the exception to the mind level, which doesn't use it. But you can instantly tell the difference in the music itself for this night. It tends to have a lower BPM and just generally feels more calming than it did the last night. I do have one gripe about this night as well, which is not the nature level because I'm bad at it. Ignore that. It's for the time level. As I pointed out previously, the game likes to make sure that you aren't relying too much on visual cues. However, in this level you have to rely on the visual cue of the clock turning blue in order for you to know when to hold down the note. If there is a sound cue for this, I cannot figure it out for the life of me. If there is one and you know it, please let me know in the comments. My favorite song for night 3 is The Mind Dream. While this doesn't use the hold and release mechanics as the other songs in the night, It's my favorite because it's a metronome. This song is so good to relax and bob your head to, but it also actually helps train your timing. And as someone who's a music nerd and played a rhythm instrument, I'm probably someone who's more inclined to like that kind of thing. Again, I want to forget how poorly I do on this nature level every time, especially on the hard version. I literally count the beats out loud in order to complete the song. But with that being said, here's the final level on hard mode for night 3. On night 4, we fall asleep in disarray with energy drinks everywhere and dreams of fears and stress, but also potentially hopes such as desires and the future. This night doesn't introduce any new mechanics, but it does combine the mechanics of using arrow keys from night 2 and holding and releasing from night 3. You can tell our dude is stressed as the first game of the night is where he's climbing endless ladders with lava rising. I think we can all agree that this sounds like a nightmare. Speaking of nightmares, the fear dream is my nightmare. And this isn't because the song is not good, because it's amazing, and it's not because the level's made poorly, because it's made amazingly. It's just because I'm bad at it. I cannot seem to burn these pictures on beat. I should just practice more, I know, but for the sake of me not recording 10 hours of this one song, I think I will leave it as I did, which wasn't horrible, but also not that great. However, my favorite song for this night was The Dream of Desires. This level uses the hold and release mechanic as you pick up and drop prizes in the Dreamcatcher. This song is such a bop. Is that a millennial thing to say? I don't know. Give me a new word, I don't know. I could genuinely just listen to this song without needing to play the game. Plus, the background graphics of the arcade are so fun and cute, and I love the nostalgia from it all. Before we get to the final compilation, I want to point out one specific thing I love about the Dream of the Future. It uses the arrow key mechanic and also has an absolute banger of a song, but also it does this really cool thing where it looks like it glitches out, so you have to really pay attention to the original rhythm it gives you. It's another challenge that I think is super unique and could also be a play at the story hinting that the level, which is supposed to be the future, is not perfect or is not set in stone. But anyway, let us get to the final level of night 4. we cut to the morning. If you didn't notice, our dude during night 4 wasn't really sleeping. So we can see by the morning, he finally fell asleep and dreams of being on an island, and we only see one level. And when we click on the level, there's no tutorial. So what is it? This is the final boss, so to say, of the game. This is one giant compilation of every level we have played throughout the game. So it's important to remember all the rhythms and cues and mechanics used since there's no tutorial. Since this is the only level here, I figure it would be best to just show you. So here you go. And that was Melatonin. Overall, I'm sure you can tell before, I loved this game. Not only am I a huge fan of rhythm games, But this game took it to another level for me, with music I enjoyed that I would listen to outside of the game, a super pleasing visual style, and a story to follow along with. And I cannot stress the feeling I felt when I watched the final level cycle through all the games at the end. While there wasn't a narrative shoved in your face, I think we can all relate to the dreams that the main character had. I think the fact that it had themes puts it apart from other games like Rhythm Heaven, which just is a bunch of random levels. I think using dreams was a nice way to make things a little wacky, but still directly relating to how the character was feeling that specific night. The visual style for this game was really relaxing. It utilized muted colors and stuck to a mostly purple scheme. It gave a dreamlike ambiance that carried nicely throughout the game. Personally, as someone who loves rhythm games, I found this game not super difficult, but also challenging in some areas. I have heard from other friends that played this game that some of the levels took a few tries before they got it. I don't think this is a bad thing though, because if you easily breezed through each level, you wouldn't have nothing to go back to. I think being able to progress by only needing stars from the normal difficulty is an easy barrier of entry for people who may not be as well versed in rhythm games. And then when you get better, you can progress to the hard versions of the songs, or even go back and try to get perfects on all the songs. Exploration and customization, I'm going to group these into one category. Neither of them really apply to this game, but alas, I did make the guide, so I'm going to have to judge it. Obviously, there was no exploration out of the slight walking around each dream, and there was no customization, but I don't think either of these make the game feel like it's lacking any coziness though. Finally, is it a cozy game? Personally, I think yes, it's a cozy game. However, I could see somebody that doesn't like rhythm games saying that this might be their personal hell. Aside from the rhythm aspect of the game though, the visual style isn't over the top and in your face, which is nice and relaxing. While some of the songs can portray messages of the stresses of life, we also get to see the character recovering from those things and moving forward after night 4 with some rest in the morning and an uplifting song to end it off with. Let me know what you thought of this game if you played it. Or if you haven't, do you think you will now? Thanks for watching. If you like this type of content, don't forget to leave a like or subscribe. It'll help my growing channel. Finally, make sure to wash your faces, wash your butts, and I'll see you in the next one.